By now, many of you would have seen or heard reports in the media about dramatic events involving someone called Witness K and his lawyer, Bernard Collaery. This is a complex matter, and I think it's important to take the opportunity this month to give you some of the background to the story. So as it evolves over coming weeks and months, you'll understand it better and be able to make sense of it. In essence, in 2004, the Australian Secret Intelligence Service bugged the East Timor Parliament building in order to give the Australian government an unfair advantage during negotiations over the Timor Gap Treaty, which included exactly how the revenue from the oil and gas would be divided between the two countries. Now afterwards, one of the ASIS officers involved in the bugging operation, who we now refer to as Witness K, was so concerned that he'd been party to misconduct that he expressed those concerns internally to the Inspector General of Intelligence and Security, and also spoke with an ASIS-approved lawyer, Bernard Collaery. Now those two men, Witness K and Bernard Collaery, were and remain convinced that the operation was not only immoral, but also illegal under Australian law. And ultimately Bernard Collaery was to mention that illegality to some Australian journalists. Now nothing was heard then for a while until the very dramatic events of recent weeks, when the Commonwealth DPP recommended to the current Attorney General, Christian Porter in the Turnbull Coalition government, that Witness K and Bernard Collaery be charged for revealing any information that they knew. And that's exactly what the current government has done. It has charged Witness K, charged Bernard Collaery, and they're to front the ACT Magistrates Court later this year. Frankly, it beggars belief that the Australian government is going after Witness K and Bernard Collaery like it is. Because you really would think that the current Liberal National Party government would hardly want to draw attention to the misconduct of an earlier Liberal National Party government. I can only assume it's an act of bastardry, and to send a very strong signal to intelligence officials to never create waves, to just follow orders. Meanwhile, the substantive matter that we spied on the East Timorese in 2004 has never been investigated. And don't be fooled by the spin that this is just what ASIS does, spying on other countries, because the fact is that it is at odds with the Australian Intelligence Services Act to use ASIS to eavesdrop on the confidential conversations of a commercial joint venture partner, particularly conversations that ultimately led to such an advantage for one Australian company, Woodside Petroleum, which incidentally is a company that the Secretary of the Department of Foreign Affairs and the Minister for Foreign Affairs back in 2004, who ultimately were responsible for the conduct of ASIS, those two men went and did paid work for Woodside Petroleum, which raises other questions that need to be investigated. Now, to get to the bottom of this, I, along with Senator Rex Patrick, Senator Nick McKim and Senator Tim Storer, have referred the substantive matter to the Commissioner in charge of the AFP and asked him to investigate this. Because, let's face it, we shouldn't be going after the whistleblower and his lawyer. We should be confronting very serious allegations and finding out who, if anyone, broke the law and go after them. Look, I've taken enough of your time, so I just want to quickly say in closing, this issue matters. It goes to speaking truth to power and the lengths governments will take to silence dissent. Please follow it and please speak up when you can about it.